Good evening, gentlemen. I'm a transplant from New South Wales. I've been here for the past 12 years, and I recently found out that abortion was totally illegal in this state until 2018. It's only been a recent change. I was wondering, going forward, what both of you would be willing to put on the table to ensure the rights of not only the mothers but the fetus.
Brett, thank you. Let's hear from the opposition leader. Thank you.
Well, Brett, this has been a very topical conversation in this election because the Labor Party have sought to make it a political issue. There will be no changes to abortion laws if government changes in Queensland, and we have been very upfront about that. And the scare campaign was run, and my message didn't change. And today, one of the key parts of that platform was taken away from the Premier when the Katter Party said they're no longer going to introduce that private members bill that they were talking about. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of uncertainty, aside from this one message that I want to give to every single Queenslander today. There'll be no changes to abortion law, and I want Queenslanders to hear that directly from me, because the level of vitriol and the campaign that is being run on what is a sensitive issue has crossed the line, and Queenslanders need to hear that directly from me.
Given that Katter Party's also backed away from it, is it time to drop? Is it time to drop the scare campaign?
Well, first of all, they've since retracted those statements and said they do intend to move towards a private members bill. But can anyone tell from David's answer just then what he thinks about this issue? I mean, this is a really important issue.
I think it shouldn't change.
Everyone knows.
I think it shouldn't change. The laws should remain the same.
Will you have a conscience vote?
The laws will remain the same.
What is your view?
There will be no change.
Think?
So the scare campaign will continue, but you need to hear it directly from me. Well,
let me answer the question.
The scare campaign will continue, but it's not happening.
Give a straight answer.
OK. There will be no change. None at all.
Are you pro-choice or not?
There will be no change. The legislation is there, and women will have access to that legislation. That gives women the right to choose. It is a healthcare issue. All the silly little wedge questions you've been asking, all the silly little TikTok videos,
silly.
Well, they are, because we've ruled it out.
There is no Queensland woman.
We have ruled it. No, mate. Your campaign has been silly because you know we've ruled it out. And women deserve better than the scare campaign that's been run. It's a sensitive issue. There will be no change, and you need to hear that from me.
That sounds emphatic. That he's ruled it out. What more does he need to do?
Well, he should tell Queenslanders what his own view is. He voted against those laws.
My view is that the laws should not change.
He has candidates and MPs who are telling people that that's their position until the election, but after the election they intend to change it. There will be a private members bill. David has said that his members will get a conscience vote on that bill, and that means that Queensland's abortion laws could change. Now, Queenslanders know where I stand. I moved those laws. I was the health minister that decriminalised abortion in our state, and I will always defend a woman's right to choose. And there'll be people here who don't agree with me. There'll be people here who don't agree with me, but I will always answer Queenslanders' questions, and tell them what I believe. And that's something David just can't do.
Sorry, Kieran. I've been very direct, so I will be again. You can see the desperation.
No one else thinks that's correct.
Well, it's OK. There will be no change to abortion laws in Queensland. Now, that's very direct.
So no conscience vote?
There will be no change at all. So that's a pretty definitive answer. And I know you're desperate.
We'll leave that to the audience.
We know you're desperate, but I want Queenslanders to know that the scare campaign should not cut a single mention in your mind, because we have ruled it out.
Queenslanders know where I am.
If there was a conscience vote, you'd vote against it.
Kieran, there'll be no change. Okay. And my team has said...
Would you vote for it or against it?
Well, let me answer that.
You voted against it last time. What would you do this time?
So the Premier's talking about the vehicle to get there. I'm telling you the result. There will be no change to those laws. And that's what people need to know. There will be no change.
What's your view?
And my team,
what do you believe?
My team has backed that in. And the journalists here tonight have asked all of my team, and all of my team have said the same. I know it doesn't fit the scare campaign. I get it.
It's not an answer.
You've built the TikToks around it.
You've got to answer.
Get it. There'll be no change to those laws. And if we are elected in 4 years' time, I hope to come back here and everything that the Labor Party says, every scare campaign, I will point back to this moment. Those laws will not change. My team has backed in that position.
Let's